Juliet here. Welcome to another video. Today we're going to be doing just a seed bead project, and we are going to begin our Halloween makes because it is August, and that means we have August, September, and October. Well, you're probably going to want to wear them in October, so we really only have 2 months to make our Halloween jewelry, or whatever. So today we're going to be making this little candy corn, and it's 3-dimensional peyote candy corn, and you can make this into a stud earring, and I will show you how to do that while we're making it. You can use any brand of seed beads. So this one was made out of an off-brand. This was my testing pattern testing one. So this is an off-brand, I don't even know what the brand is. It's like really cheap beads, okay? And then this one I made using some Preciosa Ornella 11O seed beads, which are a little bit narrower, like skinnier this direction than Miyuki. But you could use Miyuki, you could use Toho, you can use any brand, it doesn't matter. The reason I made it using this is because I don't have the right colors in Miyuki or Toho, so I'm going to be using the Preciosa, but shouldn't matter. There is a very slight size difference, so if you use a different brand, yours may be slightly taller or slightly shorter, but as you can see, it's hardly a lot. It's not that noticeable of a difference. So obviously you'll need some 11O seed beads, and I've got white, yellow, and an orange, which is the color of candy corn. Some people love candy corn, some people hate candy corn. I happen to think it's okay. I don't mind it. I mean, it's basically sugar and wax and whatever, but I don't mind it, but I know a lot of people hate it. I'm using a size 10 beading needle today, and today I'm using my sort of go-to thread at the moment, which is DragonThread size 6, just in the crystal color. And you're going to need about 60 centimeters or sort of 25 inches will make you one candy corn. And I'm just going to quickly grab an earring as well, so the stud earring, because I forgot to grab that. So I'll be back in a minute and we'll get started. Okay, so obviously if you don't want to make it into a stud earring, you can just make the unit without the earring inside it, and then attach it however you want to a necklace or a bracelet, or make little dangly earrings or whatever you want to do with it, But if you want to make it into a stud earring, I'll show you how to do that as well, okay? I am using the 6mm, sorry, my nail there. I will use the 6mm flat back, okay? Once you have your thread, leave yourself a 4-inch tail, just enough to kind of weave in at the end, so 4 inches. And you're going to pick up beads in this order. You're going to pick up 4 yellow, 3 orange, 7 white, 7, 3 more orange, and 3 yellow. Okay, so you should have 20 beads on your needle. So we've got 4, 3, 7, 3, 3. Okay. Push all that down, leaving your 4-inch tail, and you're going to sew through the very first yellow bead again to form a circle. And you can adjust your tail at this point if you need to make it a little bit longer or shorter. Okay, and once you've done that, hold your ring flat on your finger like this. We're going to do peyote stitch, but I'm going to show you a way that I do it so that my ring does not get twisted. Okay, all right, so you're going to pick up one yellow, and I'm coming out of this bead right here. I'm going to skip this bead and I'm going to sew into the next bead. Okay, and don't worry if it's like not, you know, perfect sitting next to it. As long as it's on the outside, you just want that bead that you just added to be on the outside. Okay, then you're going to pick up another yellow. We're going to skip the next yellow. We're going to go into an orange bead. And if you just keep your finger on the top and make sure that that new bead goes on the outside of your little circle, okay? And just keep it on your finger. And it doesn't matter if they're not perfectly sitting next to each other. You know, if they're a little diagonal right now, that doesn't matter, okay? You just want to make sure that your new beads are on the outside, okay? Now you're going to pick up one orange bead, skip the next orange bead, and go into the third orange bead. Then we're going to pick up one white bead, skip the next white bead, go into next white bead, so the second white bead. Okay, we're going to add 3 more white beads, so just make sure that you're skipping one, going into the next one, another white bead, skip one, go into the next one, skip one, and sew into the orange bead. Okay, so you should have added 1, 2, 3, 4 white beads. Then you're going to pick up an orange bead, skip the next orange bead, go into the one after that. And then we're going to add 2 yellow beads. So pick one up, skip the first yellow bead, and sew into the second yellow bead. And again, pick one up, skip the next yellow bead, and sew into the yellow bead after that. Okay, so we are now back just beyond where we started. Try and keep that as flat on your finger as you can, okay? So here we need to step up. So that was the end of our second round. So we need to step up through the outside bead. Okay, so this is where you need, this is probably the hardest row that we're about to do, because you don't want to get your threads, your sides twisted, okay? So pick up a yellow bead, and you're going to sew into the next outside yellow bead, which mine happens to be all the way over here, and we're going to put your thumb and just have those edge beads there and pull upwards, okay? Pull the outside up. Then you're going to pick up an orange bead. You're going to sew into the next outside orange bead, which is here, and you're going to pull up. Pull upwards, okay? So next I'm going to pick up another orange bead. I'm going to sew into this outside white bead, and I'm going to pull up. Okay, so do you see how this is forming like a cupping upwards there? Okay, that's what you want to be doing. So just gently keep the rest of your beads and try and keep them all nice and flat except for the bits that you've cupped up, okay? So next is a white bead. We're going to go into the next outside white bead, which is here, and I'm going to pull up. Another white bead. Oh, sorry. Here, no white bead. Okay, so we've added our first white bead here. We sewed through one. Then we're going to add no white bead. We're just going to sew straight into the next outside white bead and pull up. Okay. So I just completely skipped this bead right here, and I just sewed into the next bead with no bead. And then I'm going to pick up a white bead, and I'm going to sew into that outside white bead, and I'm pulling up. All right, so here we've created a little area like this, and you're going to see that it starts to pull inwards like a teardrop shape right here, okay? Again, one orange bead into the next outside orange bead, pulling upwards, another orange bead into the next outside yellow bead, and I'm pulling upwards. I'm nearly back to the beginning. A yellow bead into the next outside yellow bead, pull upwards, and then we have one more we need to add. Okay, so one more bead, and I'm going into this, so I'm skipping that bead, I'm going into this bead and the next bead in order to step up around. So there should be one single bead. You're not sewing into that one, you're sewing into the one after that and the one after that. And when you pull, you should have a little ring that looks kind of like this, and it's starting to have a little point at the top right here, okay? And that was the hardest round. It gets a lot easier from here on out. So if you've got this far, well done. You're well on your way. Okay, so now you're going to pick up a yellow bead, sew into the next orange bead, pick up an orange bead, sew into the next orange bead, pick up a white bead, and you're going to sew into the next white bead. Okay. Now here, we're going to skip, so that's the one we skipped before. We're going to skip both of these two, and we're going to go straight down the next white bead on the other side over here, okay? So go ahead and pull those together and tight, okay? And then this white bead right here that we just added a minute ago at the bottom of the side we were working on, you're going to sew down through there, so it's going to be shared, okay? And then you're going to sew down the first orange bead. And when you pull all of that, so we're sort of forming the top of our candy corn now, okay? So pull all of that. So now we have a smaller gap here. Now you're going to pick up an orange bead, skip the next orange bead and go into the third orange bead. Pick up a yellow bead, skip the next yellow bead, pick up another yellow bead, skip the next yellow bead, pick up another yellow bead, skip the next yellow bead, which is here, go into the next one, and then you're going to step up through the next yellow bead as well. Okay, so step up through 2 beads. Okay, so we now have this. You should be coming out of a yellow bead next to the orange beads, okay? You're going to pick up an orange bead, you're going to go through the next orange bead, pick up another orange bead, you're going to go up through this white bead that's in between the 2 orange beads. You're going to go up through that bead, okay? Then we need to turn around, so we're going to go up through the white bead above that bead on the right, down the one on the left that's above that single white bead right there, and then we're going to go down the white and the orange bead that we just added, okay, and down through the next sticking out orange bead on the left. Okay, so now we pick up an orange bead, go into the next yellow bead, working down the left side, a yellow bead, go into the next yellow bead, another yellow bead, go into the next yellow bead, and one more yellow bead, and go into the yellow bead right before the orange beads, and then step up into the first orange bead. Okay, so you have to go through the yellow and the orange to step up, okay? All right, so now we're coming out from the first orange bead on the right hand side. We're going to pick up another orange bead. We're going to go up. So see how we have the white and the orange in a line here, those sort of central ones? You're going to go up those two central ones, okay? So the orange that we added last round and the white. This time we're going to turn around by going through 2 white beads on the right and 2 white beads on the left. I just find it easier to go through 2 at that point. And then you're going to go down the white plus 2 orange beads. Okay? And then so straight into the orange bead that is waiting on the left hand side for us. Okay, so we're nearly done. All right, go ahead, pick up a yellow bead, go into the next yellow bead on the left hand side, another yellow bead, go through that bottom yellow bead, okay, another yellow bead, go through the next yellow bead on that side, and one more yellow bead, and you're going to go into the first orange bead. Okay, then you're going to sew straight down through the coming out the right orange bead. You're going to go straight down through the left orange bead and yellow bead, and make sure that your thread does go underneath that bead that's up above, okay? And then we're going to pick up 1 yellow bead, and coming out the first yellow bead at the front, go down through the next yellow bead, I'm doing. There we go. Okay, go through the next yellow bead down here. Okay, then you're gonna skip the yellow bead that's at the bottom and you're gonna go straight into the next yellow bead. And you're gonna pick, nope, sorry, you're not gonna pick up. You're gonna go into the yellow bead that we just added between the top and the third. So this one right here, you're gonna go back into that one, okay? And you're going to go up into the yellow bead right here. Then you're going to go straight back down the next yellow bead next to it, okay? It goes straight down that bead we just added, okay? And into the next yellow bead down. And then just give all that a nice tug. So that side is now completed. And you have a hollow candy corn right here, okay? Now, if you want to make your stud earring, you are going to insert your stud. So you can see this white bead at the very top is the center. So that's a central bead. That's a central bead. So you would stick it through between those beads there. Okay, so you go ahead and insert it into the middle just like that, okay? So you want it between the two orange beads on the middle row, okay? And obviously the pad is on the inside of the candy corn, okay? All right, so now we need to sew our way over to our gap. So we're coming out from a corner, so you're gonna sew, there's a bottom ridge here, so you're just gonna sew along that ridge. So go down, forward, forward, okay? And I'm just trying to keep my tail out of the way here. And then I am in a position to sew upwards into that first yellow bead there, okay? So you can see that when I was working, I was holding it this way. Now I am holding it this way, okay? And I'm coming out. So there's the bottom ridge, and then I'm coming out from one bead upwards, okay? Just get to that edge. So it should be the third yellow bead down. It should be a sticking out bead if you have done it correctly this far, okay? So now we're gonna do the exact same thing we did on this side on the other side. So you're gonna peyote, so go ahead, pick up a yellow, an orange, an orange, a white, and then here at the top, you have this one single bead right here, okay? So you're gonna skip him and you're gonna go into the next bead, okay? On the other side. Then you're going to pick up a white, go into the next white bead. An orange, and you'll have to be careful not to get looped around your stud while you're doing this. Another orange, a yellow, And here we're stepping up. So just sew straight up into the next bead, okay? So we've stepped up for our next row. So you should be coming out the one right before the last yellow, going upwards, okay? Pick up a yellow, go into the orange, and orange, go into the orange. A white, go into the next white. And then here at the top, you're going to sew down this white that is sticking out on the back. So we added one at the front here, and then we have these two. So you're going from the one we sewed into to the one that's opposite it on the other side, okay? So you should have your point and then two and then two. And then we're going to share this white bead. So you're going to go back down that front white bead, okay? Go down that front white bead that we just added and go straight into the next orange bead on the back. Then add an orange bead. And then we're going to add a yellow, another yellow, another yellow, and here you need to just skip the next bead and then step up through two. So the last two yellows will be our step up, okay? So now we're going to pick up an orange. You're going to pick up another orange, and you're going to go up into that shared white bead on the side. And then you can go up the left hand white bead above it, down the right hand white bead, and back down the white and the orange we just added. And down into the orange below that on the second row. Okay, so that's the second row. Pick up one more orange, go into the yellow, and then you're going to pick up three yellows. So 1, 2, 3. And here we're going to step up into the first orange. So go through the yellow and step up into the orange above it. Okay. So here we're going to pick up one orange, and we're going to go up the orange and the white that are directly above. And then we're going to go up our two white beads here. Down our two white beads here. And then down a white and two orange beads on the side. And then down into the next orange bead that's already there. Okay, and now we're going to add 4 yellow beads. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. Going into that first orange bead there, okay? Then we're going to just jump straight down into the orange bead on the right hand side. So So don't add any beads, just jump straight down, okay? And go down into that first yellow bead as well. So you're coming out from the first yellow bead, pick up a yellow bead, go into the next yellow bead. You're going to skip this gap and go straight over into the next yellow bead. Then you're going to sew up the yellow bead we just added. Okay, so he's going to be in the middle. And then up that first yellow bead. And then you can go back down the right hand yellow bead. The shared yellow bead. And the yellow bead below that, okay? So here is our little earring. Our stud is in there, okay? Obviously, if you didn't do the stud, you'll do the exact same thing just without adding the stud in. And then all we need to do is, what I like to do is the little ridge here, I sew 1, 2, and then my thread is coming out from the third. So this one's coming out from the second, that one's coming out from the third. I can tie them together in a square knot. So just do right over left, left over right. And then I just weave them in. So this one, I'm just gonna sew here, just follow the line of the peyote somewhere, and then you can cut that thread off. Just get away from your knot, okay? And go ahead, thread your other end. And you'll need to remember where you went with that one. I went on the front on that one, so I'm going to go, I'm going to go on the back with this thread up this line here. And then I can just cut that off. And then I just need to add an earring back, and my little candy corn stud earring is finished. Or you can, make dangly ones. You could even make the stud and then dangle some down below it from the stud, however you want to do it. But I think these are really cute, and they're quite fun and quick to make once you get the hang of it. So just remember on the side here, just for the side view, so we have our 1 at the top, we have 2, then we have 3 singles, then we have 2 pairs, then we have a single and a pair. So if that's what yours looks like on the side, you did it right, okay? Okay, you guys, I hope you've enjoyed this. I will see you in the next video. Take care for now. Bye.